showtime.
Hey, myth.
Don't forget to subscribe to Sharonatsea Travel. Thank you.
Oh, did you see?
Good evening, everyone.
It's so funny, we go through that intro every week, and I kind of watch it and kind of don't watch it every week. And today I'm remembering a myth again at the end of the intro, who is the guy that we just saw on our last cruise.
Yeah.
How cool is that?
That is.
That is way
cool. It was
cool.
great seeing him again.
That is way cool. What's up, everybody? Jamie and Sharon here from Sharonatsea Travel. My name is Jamie, if you don't know or you don't care. And to my left, on your right, I believe, is Sharon from Sharonatsea Travel, the one and only North America's travel agent, the lady you have to call to book your next cruise if you want your next cruise to get booked. Oh my God, I just made that up. Is that a cool slogan? The lady to call to book your next cruise if you want your next cruise to get booked. That's genius. Right there. Can somebody out there write that down for me and just shoot me a message with it, please, so we can remember that. Can you hear us? Can you see us? Let us know if we're coming in loud and clear. Let me jump in the chatterooski. I got to put on my spectacles here because that's what I got to do. Let's see. What do we have? Kidder is here. Just back myself from a great 3-night on Navigator of the Seas. Despite the water slide still being down. Ooh, that's bad news. It was excellent food and entertainment. I am Diamond on Royal now. Congratulations.
All right. That's
Kidder,
great.
that is fabulous news.
Those
Congratulations.
few free drinks now.
Yeah. Jamie O'Hart says Sharon is the best. That's kind of cool, Sharon. Always like that.
Thank you.
Welcome back out of Liberty 2 weeks ago. Now it's 160 days to the Carnival celebration for Timothy Williams. What's up, Timothy? That'll go very quickly.
Yeah.
What if we want Jamie to book it? Lord Master, if you want Jamie to book it, then you may or may not actually be booked on that cruise. Sharon, you're 100% guaranteed to be booked. Me, it's more of a, it's really not even 50-50. It's like maybe 10-90 that you're not going to get booked properly.
Jamie doesn't touch any of that.
Yes.
He sticks to editing the videos.
Yes. Bogan Painter said, I'm interested in Margaritaville, but I can't imagine booking it with all the other options I want to try first. I'll tell you what, we kind of thought that way for a little while too. So that's right. We can jump right into it, I guess, Sharon, if you want to.
And we had thought about going on Margaritaville at some point, but it wasn't on the top of our list to go right now either. But it came up kind of suddenly, and I'm actually glad that we went on it because it turned out to be a really great cruise, and we really enjoyed it. And it kind of reminded us a little bit of how things used to be several years ago before the cruise lines just kind of changed so much. You just felt like you were really on a cruise. You could relax. The vibe was just out there, to just cruise, have fun, and it was.
Sharon, don't give too much away, then no one will watch the video.
It was just a whole
No one will watch the content.
Different kind of vibe, and we really liked it. It's a great cruise if you want to just relax and enjoy yourself. If you don't want all the, like water parks, and you don't need all the big, things on all the new cruise ships, it's the perfect ship to go on.
Yes, that is a great way to describe it. There's not a ton of bells and whistles, but what they do have is done very well. And that kind of sets it apart.
And the food, so I am a very picky eater. I eat like a kid sometimes with some of the options,
Yes.
that I like to eat.
And portions too, but whatever.
But so I was really surprised because some of the things on the dining room menu were worded where it sounded a little fancier, and it looked kind of a little fancy when it came, but it all tasted really, really good. And I found something on the menu every night. In fact, a few nights I ordered 2 appetizers. Mm-hmm. Everything was really good.
You did, didn't you?
Yeah, and I don't know. I was gonna say I think it's the best main dining room
Whoa! Slow down, Sharon.
So it was really
slow down
good.
for God's sake. April Repetto says it's an amazing ship. The staff was fabulous. I love the food too. No, you're right about everything. As a matter of fact, it was just a great, solid cruise all around. And we'll talk a little bit more about it. But we do have some content coming out here in the next day or two. It will start to roll out. So we're gonna do that. Hold on. I'm going through what we've written down. I want to make sure I cover all the bases. Okay, I got that. Let's see. Thank you for welcoming us home, Linda Meyer. I see Gina Bird out there. Gina, how are you? How is Matt doing? I hope he's okay because I did beat him this weekend in fantasy football, but I hope it's all right. But then again, my Chargers took the whooping of a lifetime, so it's been a very rough weekend, to say the least. Let's see. Tess Margaritaville. I've had some amazing casino offers. I don't know if you're talking a little bit about the casino there. We'll touch base on all of it. Ask your questions if you want. Make sure you're doing me a favor. Put question and then your question so that it stands out in the chat. Because on our end, the chat can fly by pretty quickly. And so we just want to point that out. Rob from Life with Favor says, heard great things about Margaritaville at sea. Rob, you'll be interested to know that the pizza was pretty darn good.
It was.
It was really good, and I liked it a lot. It ranks. I can't quite say that it's princess level, but it's goes it's head to head against Carnival for sure, in my opinion.
So the round pizzas during the day and in the evening up until probably about 9.
You're going right into the controversy here, aren't you, Sharon?
They have the round pizzas, and they're very similar to Carnival pizzas. They tasted great. After that, they change over and they do like a sheet pan kind of pizza. The outside kind of tastes very similar because it has the crust around it, but the inside was just a little softer. So I don't know. To me, it tasted a little bit different. It wasn't quite as good as the round was during the day, but it was still really good, solid pizza. And like I said, it's much better than the pan pizza late at night on Carnival. Because that's like a whole different kind of pizza.
Well, yes. The pan pizza late on is that what you're saying? Yeah. On the Islander. Because let's be specific, we were on the Islander. I mean, if you don't already know, Margaritaville at sea, tiny cruise company, 2 cruise ships. Both cruise ships were purchased and refurbished. The first one, Paradise, was very mixed review, very old, very small ship, rough around the edges. But I'll tell you what they did with this ship, the refurbishment was incredibly impressive. Yeah. And the ship, that ship was in way better condition than I will say that any of our recent Carnival cruises were on a Carnival ship that has been, refurbished or remodeled or whatever over time and got the new paint job and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, this was totally redone inside. Really, I mean, the cabinets and everything in the cabins were the same type of Carnival wood cabinets, but the countertops were all redone.
Yes.
Everything, the bathrooms, all the decor, everything like that was all redone.
Wendy A.R. Johnstone has a comment or a question. What happened to the crowns? Wendy, great news. I found a switch, a toggle in YouTube that got rid of those annoying crown things. Okay, so no more of that crown, like somebody makes like 6 comments in a row where they say, hey, hi, ho, he, ha, hoo, hoo. Hold on, that's like a Larry Brandhorst impression right there. But no more of that, and then all of a sudden they're ranked number 1. That was almost as annoying as when everyone's name changed to having numbers. I see many people have got their name changed back, so that's good. Eric Ranger, I saw your comment.
Want to be number 1.
The ship was awesome, and they do have a large area where I did not have a cigar on this cruise, but I saw a number of guys, or the guys, I don't know, gals, whatever. I saw people having cigars in an area that was adjacent to the pool deck, 1 level up. So you'd get a little music and you get the vibe of the cruise. So definitely something that you can look into.
Marty Saunders out there. Hi, Marty.
Marty Saunders has, if you don't know, Marty was Sharon's roommate on the girls' cruise. Marty is our dear friend that we met when Matthew was 2. He's now 20. 18 years of friendship. Can you believe that?
2. He was like 1.
He was 1. 19 years of friendship. And she has very nicely allowed her husband to come on the Jimmy Jamboree. And so we're very excited about that too, because he's definitely not going to spend too much money in the casino. He's definitely not going to drink too much alcohol. So don't even worry about that. Robin Allison said the pan late night pizza is too much crust. Enjoyed by Pizza Fix daytime. I agree. Totally agree with you. I see Nautical Nurse Nancy out there. What is up, Nancy? How the heck are you? Nancy has been pushing out some girls group cruise videos as well. Yeah. I believe. Although I do think it might have been the last girls group cruise, but there are still videos coming out. So make sure that you're going over there and giving her the love that she so well deserves. And
thank you for being here tonight, Nancy.
And she just announced a big transatlantic cruise that those guys are going on. I'm a little bit jealous about that. That's going to be amazing.
That's going to be fun.
Congratulations, Nancy. That'll be fabulous. Let's see. Question. Did I hear you correctly? No cigar, unacceptable. Yeah, Larry, I did actually bring 1 cigar, but it was So it was a 5-day cruise.
We were so busy.
Well, first off, let me hold on. Who's how many folks are here? Our good friends are here. There's like what? Nobody here. I mean, listen, it's Monday. Live streams are getting a little bit. No, that's okay. That's okay. It just looks weird on our end. There's like 130 people here. I don't know. You know, it's when we're competing this time of year. We're getting towards the holidays. There's football on. We don't get a lot of viewers. So I know that you guys who are watching here and now with us are some of the most dedicated folks. So listen, it was very cool to say that I don't know, I guess the first time kind of that we got contacted by Margaritaville at Sea, and they contacted us, said, hey, we'd like you to come out, check out a ship. You can make a little video about it, share it with your peeps, and we said that would be amazing. So it came about a little quickly, and so we jumped on this 5-day cruise, shot out there, and did this whole thing, and it was a super, super cool experience for us. So that was very, very nice. Yeah. But we originally, the cruise was supposed to be Tampa, which is our first time out of Tampa, right? So that was neat. It was
supposed to go to Key West. And
Key West on day one. It was going to go Key West, Sea Day, Progresso, Sea Day, and then back to Tampa. Well, there was a massive cold streak that came in, or cold front that came into Tampa the night that we embarked. And so
they couldn't get into Key West.
Couldn't do Key West, so that got canceled. They said, okay, Sea Day first day, and then we're going to Cozumel the next day. We said, Cozumel, that's our jam.
We're like,
that is our jam. We know what's going on. We're going to be able to knock it out of the park. We're scampering. What do you want to do? Well, let's just see what happens. Let's see what happens. We'll just play it by ear when we get there. We'll decide last second. It'll be exciting.
Yeah, and we're glad that we waited because, as it turned out, they couldn't get into Cozumel. The winds were too high. There were 2 larger ships already docked there, but when we tried to go in, they just couldn't get close enough safely. In fact, Regal Princess was trying to go in that morning as well. They couldn't get in. They had to turn around too. So we had another sea day. We did make it to Progresso, our last port, but that was it. But we didn't get off in Progresso. We decided to stay on the ship because Progresso is not our favorite port. We've been there a few times, and there's just not anything exciting to do there.
Yeah.
that we want to do. So we stayed on the ship and just used the time to kind of explore more, make more videos, because we were trying to make videos, but we also did need to make a video for Margaritaville at Sea. So we had to work on getting that content as well. So it just, you know, we just, I don't know, we just did a lot of video the whole time. But we also had a lot of fun. We saw some of the shows. We checked out the bars. We checked out all the food. We ate it just about everywhere.
Almost all the food.
And so we had a great time.
Yes.
And I even got to shop a little. I really, really love the shops. This is probably the most fun I had shopping on a cruise ship ever, because the shops did not just have this typical
God. Don't even
cruise
get
ship
started
logo.
Don't
stuff
get started.
That they hardly have anymore. They didn't have all those, $10 t-shirts and 2 for $25, all that crap. They did not have any of that.
Whoa, it's easy, potty mouth.
All Margaritaville, like logo things in there. I mean, it was a little pricey, but my favorite part was they had a whole half a store and another little area in another store full of Christmas things, like Christmas ornaments, Christmas decor for your house. Like Christmas clothes, like shirts and sweatshirts and all kinds of things like that. And I was so excited. I found this big Santa that lights up. I got that. I got some other little things that you set around your house that had like snowman things.
Yeah, and then I had to hear all about the stress of, will my stuff break? I don't have room for it in the luggage. Jamie, we have to leave all of your underpants behind to make room for the valuable breakable
Christmas
things.
Ornaments.
It's ridiculous.
Then I also bought like a hoodie and I don't know, just all kinds of things. And we were able to pack it all. I packed it all. One thing is, when we went on this cruise, I packed carry-on only. So I had my carry-on, my rolly carry-on, and I had my backpack, and that's it. Jamie checked his bag. So coming back, I put all of the dirty laundry, I wrapped all that up and put it in Jamie's bags, and then I put all of our clean stuff in my carry-on, and I was able to put a lot of the souvenirs in my backpack all wrapped up safely so that they didn't get broken on the
and luckily my bag was dry by then, but that's a conversation for another day. If you followed along with our adventure to get there, we did one of those, no one knows where we're going, and where are we going and how can you guess it and everything.
Actually,
and there were a lot of guesses and nobody guessed Margaritaville.
Actually, what really happened with the bag, because we had it kind of Scotch guarded and everything, but found out how the water all got in and everything. We found out that the zipper at the bottom had kind of opened up a little bit.
Yes.
And that's what caused the water and things to get in. Luckily, when we got to the hotel and opened it and kind of got the zipper back on and closed it back, it closed and it stayed shut. So we were just really careful with it the whole time till we got home to make sure it made it home. It didn't open up again. So now Jamie's going to...
Well, yeah, luckily we had the straps on it.
And the straps on.
Who was responsible for us getting everything dried and put back into the luggage? Who is? I'm sorry, do you remember who was responsible for that? One of us thought we were screwed. One of us thought we were screwed, and that and we were like hanging soaking wet stuff over the air conditioner, hoping it might start to dry by the morning, and then we deal with it later. And because it didn't register because we've never done it, but there might not be a laundry facility at the hotel.
I didn't really think about it,
but there was one, and so we loaded up our stuff. We went to the dryer,
it was late,
dried everything.
I mean, it was like what was it, like 11 or 12, 11 or something when we got in, and so. All
right, let me get into this chat here a little bit. Kathy P said, "Hello, welcome back. Where would you recommend staying in Tampa? Shuttle from airport to the port. Your recommendations are always spot on." Well, thank you for that, Kathy P.
There's a Embassy Suites really close to the port that a lot of people stay in Tampa. Unfortunately, it was sold out by the time we tried to book.
We went to the Hampton Inn, and one of the main reasons I liked the Hampton Inn was the price was right. Of course, they got the breakfast. We're Hilton people. You guys know that if you follow along. And it was literally right in the same parking lot as a restaurant called World of Beer. And I was so excited to get in. Our scheduled flights were supposed to get in at 6:30 that night, and I was like, we're going to go. We'll eat dinner there. I'll have a beer. I'll make a little video. It'll be very cool. Well, we had a delay, but here's the funny part, right? This was in the height of everything getting delayed, all the flights and all that from the shutdown. And our first flight was right on time, and we're like, okay, this is great. Then our next flight was looking to be on time out of Atlanta. Then all of a sudden, a massive thunderstorm comes through. Yeah. It's pouring rain, black skies, and this is like late afternoon where it should have been light out. No planes are coming in or out. The plane that was coming to us from Texas got diverted to Pensacola. So it had to land in Pensacola and then take off and get to the place. So instead of getting there on time, we ended up being 3 hours late, but not even for the dang shutdown deal. It was just because of a massive storm that had to reroute our plane.
But the reason it landed in Pensacola was it wasn't going to be able to land in Tampa. And the stewardess had told us when we got on, she was telling us the story. She goes, it was running out of gas. So they had to land somewhere.
Yep. That's crazy.
Like, oh my God.
It was crazy. Crazy stuff.
That was a crazy
all right, so listen, Dave Whiting, I see your comment. Dave and Brandy loved the Islander when they sailed on her. Shayna, get a sense of how Margaritaville at sea would be for a group. I think it'd be a great cruise for a group of people, whatever, a group cruise. She said might be fun for the girls 3.0.
It would be
you never know. That could be a possibility. Let's see.
There's so much.
Marty says, I'm very worried about this boys' cruise. Just give him the credit card with the least amount of room on it, Marty, and we'll take care of him. So that'll be good. Eric, you're welcome. We always like to research the cigar situation for all of our followers. Sharon's a big cigar aficionado, so that's very important to her. Can't wait to sail the Beachcomber when it comes out. Dave Whiting, it's funny that you say that.
Yeah.
It's funny that you say that.
We might be on the Beachcomber too.
Because we may or may not have actually made a deal, made a thing, made a book. We
might be on the Beachcomber. Yeah.
And we're hoping to possibly maybe even get back on the Islander at some point too, and go there and just chill.
Yeah, that's how much we like it. We want to go on and just really enjoy ourselves.
Yes. Yeah. Yes. Mary Barkley said it's almost jam time. Mary.
It is.
It is almost jam time. Sharon, we got to start putting together our holiday plans. That's for sure.
It is almost jam time.
Kathleen Perez says, Jamie, how you doing since your surgery? Thanks for asking. It was 3 months, almost literally to the day when we embarked on the cruise. And this was the most activity. This is the first cruise since my hip surgery. So it's been forever since I cruised. And it was the most activity I've had in a long time. And I don't know. I mean, how do you think? Did I do pretty well? I mean...
Yeah.
We got around pretty good, and had a few. I mean, I was sore.
Yeah.
And I did a ship.
A lot of walking.
I did one of my ship tours, early in the morning, out and about walking the ship, and that kicked my butt a little bit. But so I got that. It'll be coming out to a hot, fresh ship tour. So hey, that's the deal. Thanks for asking, and we did pretty well. Let's see. My sister was on Star of the Seas last week. The seasickness bags were out all week.
Oh,
said Bogan.
Oh, wow. And that's crazy. And that's a big ship, too.
Yes.
So
Listen, our ship, it was rock. Sharon put her wristbands on.
I did.
Our ship was rocking.
Second night I put them on. I wasn't really feeling sick, but when the ship started rocking, I thought, I'm going to put them on just as a precaution because I knew we had a lot of things we wanted to do on the ship, and I didn't want anything to ruin it. So
there you go. Tesla Mont's a question. From my research, it seems more food places are extra than not. Did you pay for any food or sick with included?
No, there were a couple. The only places that cost more where there was like an Island Eats and the Tiki Grill in the back of the ship, where they had some different like little seafood options and things, little desserts.
Yeah.
There was a sushi place in the.
Yeah, sushi has. Well, hold on. So sushi had an upcharge. The two places in the adult part, like Sharon just said, had a little bit of an upcharge.
And the steakhouse.
The steakhouse has an upcharge, and the coffee place, the Margaritaville coffee shop. Any coffees there, which include the spiked coffees, those had an upcharge, and there were some sandwiches and desserts and things
they did have some
that had an upcharge there.
Desserts.
Think of I don't know how to compare it. Like maybe on Norwegian, what's it called on Norwegian? The international.
Internet. No.
No. On Princess is the International Cafe.
But that's included.
That's included. But here on Margaritaville, it wasn't included.
Yeah.
But listen, the main dining rooms were off the chisel.
Yeah, they were free. The buffet.
Yeah, the buffet was small, but everything was really good. And when you walked, a couple times I walked through it, it was clean, neat, organized, and everything was fresh. It wasn't like some hard, crusty thing that hasn't been changed out in a while.
Yeah, there was a salad area. They had like where they have the main courses. I think there were like 5 different dish type things. They had some sides. They had like a few other things. They had a small dessert area. So it was, like Jamie said, smaller, but everything was good. And so
we had breakfast there. We had lunch there. We didn't do dinner there.
They had a great omelet station in the morning, and they had all the normal breakfast stuff in the morning. But the main dining room's included, and they do have, if you eat in the upstairs dining room, there is a charge if you want to eat upstairs. Really, the only thing that you really get for that is you actually get tablecloths on the table. They do have a few extra things on the menu that you can have, but to be honest, those things to me weren't really anything that I would miss.
Yeah, but you might be saying that a little off. If you have a suite, if you have a suite or if you have a dining package, then you eat in what they call the Islander restaurant. That's upstairs, a little more formal setting. Yeah. You can pay a few extra bucks to eat up there as well if you want the more formal environment. Yeah. But you still get the main dining room menu. If you just pay the extra bucks. But if you have the suite or the dining package, then you get a little bit additional menu with some upscale items on it.
But the main dining room was great.
Yeah,
I mean,
there was everything we needed.
There was several options, like I said. I always found something. It was great. They also had the pizza. They had a really good Mexican place. Like
what are you forgetting?
Something.
You're forgetting.
Something that.
Are you getting there?
No, I'm getting there.
Okay, are you getting there?
Something like.
You better get there.
That, like the Blue Iguana type thing on Carnival, but it's called Mexican Cutie Cantina. And to be honest, the tacos there were the best tacos I've ever had. Way better than Blue Iguana. The meat was really fresh, and they always had like pork, beef, and chicken.
That's a statement.
And you could get a bowl or you could get a taco, and then they had burritos in the morning, and then the cheeseburger at Paradise. That was the best burger I've ever had on a ship. It was better than Guy's Burger.
Whoa. You're giving the whole thing away,
It was so juicy.
Hold
and good.
something back.
So good.
Oh my God. Unbelievable. So Tess, that was it. There were a few extra things you could pay for, but nothing that we needed to pay for. I might have got one thing from the, I got a thing from the Island Eats, and I got a lobster roll there, and that was pretty good. But I just wanted to do it and try it, and I don't know. I don't know that I'd say it was worth the extra money, But hey, it was all right. Lord Master, the casino was all right. Casino's really weird about on Margaritaville at Sea. So here's a couple things. The casino does not intertwine with your room key or your onboard credit. So what you do here on Margaritaville at Sea is when you get to the casino, you go to casino desk and you sign up for the casino. You get like a Players Club card. Think Vegas, where you have a resort card. So you get a Players Club card, not your room key card. And that is what you put into the machine to earn points. And you can earn points and all that kind of stuff. So we learned all about that. But it doesn't attach to your onboard credit. So you don't have a bank that you have to work within. But you also can't charge anything to your room. You actually have to use a credit card at like maybe the cashier or cash. If you want to get money out, though, you'd have to use your own credit card to get money out. So it's a little bit of a different deal. But very interesting. If you are actively playing and the bar service comes and brings you a drink, that drink is included. You don't have to pay extra for that.
Yeah, that is really cool.
If you have a drink package, obviously it would be included anyway. But if you don't have a drink package and you're gambling, it's free drinks while you're playing in the casino. You can't go to the bar and get it. You have to actively be playing. But I heard people saying, yeah, I come in, I put a little money in the slot, $10-$20. I order 2 drinks while I'm there. So if I lose my 20, I broke even because I got $20 worth of drinks and whatever the case is. So that was very interesting. Also very interesting. They don't have automatic counters. They don't. They're not just regurgitating the cards constantly. They run like a 5-deck thing on blackjack, and they shuffle the whole deck. You cut the deck, they deal the deck, and when they get down to a certain amount of cards left, they take the cards out, they reshuffle them, and they go from there. So I kind of like that better than just the automatic shufflers. So that was very cool too.
So it's just a little different.
Yep.
The roulette table was packed all the time, so I didn't play roulette on this cruise because it was just packed.
Yes.
I did play slots a little bit. You played some blackjack and
but it was a very we barely even got into the casino.
Yeah, we just
really.
went in there
Nothing
a couple nights
for
for a little while. We just didn't have the time, but it was a nice sized casino.
Yes, and we've heard good things about the casino.
And it wasn't that crowded. I mean, there was always somewhere to sit at the slots and everything. The only thing really crowded was the roulette table.
There you go. I did see. Oh, someone did make a comment about so the bag got so wet because in Atlanta it must have been left out on the tarmac or somewhere at some point where it got drenched, and so that's how everything got so wet. I mean, when we finally got it off of the baggage carousel, it was wet on the outside, and it's a hard shell, and like the little luggage tag thing had moisture in it and water in it. We would tilt the bag over and water would pour out of the plate. Yeah, it was It was definitely left out in the rain in Atlanta. Yeah. So thank you, Atlanta, for taking horrible care of our bag. That's all I can tell you. All right, let's see. What else do we have? I felt so bad for you two having your clothes get wet. Well, listen, it is what it is, but it was a funny thing in the moment. And lucky it was just 2 of us. So, there was nobody in the dryer, the dryer room, the laundry room at that time of night.
It didn't take that long to.
Yes, and you had a stash of quarters on you. We didn't even have to go down to the to the front desk to do it. Let's see. Cash Addict Mel said definitely good for Girls 3.0. Okay, well, there's people are talking. Yeah. Margaritaville reminds us of what cruising was like when we started cruising. Yeah. Dave, that is so right. We said that earlier.
That's what. Yeah.
It's like the olden days, and it
made you feel like you're back to home.
People were happy. It was just they weren't cutting a lot of corners either. And Sharon and I talked a little bit about this. So we're trying to figure out. Okay, so how is this cruise line Margaritaville? Let's see how. What are they doing? What's their profit? Are they making any money? You look at them where they bought 2 ships that were old and they refurbished them and they got a 3rd one on the way that's going to be refurbished. Then you look like a Virgin Voyages. And Virgin built all brand new ships, right? They're from the ground up. They got like 4 ships now or whatever the case is. These guys, Virgin's putting in insane millions of dollars into these ships. And although I'm sure Margaritaville spent money, probably not nearly as much, but the refurbishment was great. But I wonder if, Margaritaville at Sea is just like support, in my opinion, for Margaritaville, the brand. The resorts, the vacation clubs, all that kind of stuff that you find, whether it's franchised out or whether it's corporate stuff or whatever the case is. So this isn't necessarily their bread and butter, so they can afford to put time, effort, and money into it and not have to live and die off of the profit line coming off of this ship, at least not yet until their fleet gets bigger. Unlike another cruise line like even a Carnival or somebody like that, where yeah, they got 15, 20 ships, but that's all they have going on are the cruise ships for Carnival Cruise Line, not Carnival Corporate, but
and one thing about
so they approach it differently.
In my opinion, the crew were all very, very happy, and there were several people we saw on this cruise that we had met or remember from other cruise ships, and so a few people came from other cruise lines, pretty much mostly Carnival and Royal, but they came from those 2 cruise lines over to Margaritaville at Sea. And one reason, and the ones we talked to be honest, they said they liked it a lot better. It's just a better environment. They said, the environment isn't the best on the other cruise lines these days. So, so yeah, and also they service your room twice a day.
That was shocking.
I know.
We're like, okay, when do you service the room? He goes, in the morning and at night.
We're like, oh.
We're like, no, wait, which one though? Which one can we choose?
And every time,
and he's like, no, we do it twice a day.
Every time we left, I mean, we could come back 15 minutes later and our room was done. Like,
yes,
he was just on point.
Dave, yes, the brunch is an upcharge.
Oh,
if you want to do the brunch.
Yeah, I forgot about.
We didn't do the brunch because we just didn't have to do the brunch. To be honest with you. Now, yeah, maybe if we cruise on that ship 3 or 4 times, we'd be like, okay, maybe I'm looking for a few more things that might be included. Yeah. But for us, for this, it was good. How were the margaritas? Sharon, you had the tiki marg.
Yeah, the margaritas
tiki
were
margarita
very good.
was great. You really liked that?
I had strawberry margaritas. Those were good. All the margaritas were good that I had.
April asked if you tried the coconut margarita at the Flip Flop Bar. Ooh.
I did not. I did not.
You did not. You had the key lime. It was a key
lime.
It wasn't key lime. It was like a Key West.
Key West. No.
Key West something.
Yeah, Key West
type of drink.
Lime or something margarita. Yeah, that's what I had there, and it was okay. It was just okay.
Yes.
But I'm not a big coconut drink person. So I just
Nancy, we did have the drink package. So we mentioned that it was very cool. We got invited on the ship. We had a few things that were benefits to us that were included with the invitation. So that was very nice. So we did get to take advantage of the drink package. And I will say also, if you're a football fan and you're trying to say what cruise line can work with my football, they do. They really do. It's a Spirit class ship. If you've ever been on one, the main pool deck is like split in 2. One side is an open area pool. The other side has a roof that goes over it. Well, and the one side, they had a big screen TV. During the day, that TV plays, whatever, Buffett, Jimmy Buffett stuff and concert videos, music videos. And then on the weekends and at night when there's football, it plays the football game with audio on the football. So that was very cool, very popular setup. And I got to watch my Chargers beat the Steelers. Sorry, Beth Ellinger, on that particular cruise. And also they have a sports bar area where they have that going on as well. So there are a number of TV options in the place to watch your sports, your football. So that's very cool.
Tess said adult Serenity-like area. So the adult area is in the back of the ship. There's plenty of area kind of to lay out. A small pool back there. And then that's where the tiki bar is, and they have the island eats and those things back there. There's several tables you can sit if you want to eat or have a drink or anything there, and then you walk out a little and there's all the lounge chairs.
Yes.
It's a great area.
It's not a Serenity area, but it's an adult area.
Yeah, it's adults only.
These people are partying back
adults
there.
only pool. There's a hot tub.
These parrot heads are freaking partiers, Tess. I mean, these people are they're
We laid out there for a little bit one day until the rain started to hit.
The weather crushed.
We didn't really have much time, but one day we laid out. That's where we laid out, and it wasn't really crowded. Mm-hmm. It was nice. It was nice out there.
That's right. That is right.
One thing I will say is there were a few smaller kids on the cruise. There were some younger adults. I didn't see a lot of teens, but one thing I'll say is every hot tub on this ship, they were all filled with adults. Just adults. There were no kids in the hot tub.
There weren't any kids on the cruise. Yeah.
Well, there were little kids,
there were a couple, but there were no little kids running around in the hot tub.
They weren't in the hot tub. That's what I mean. They weren't in the hot tub.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and it's not necessarily the time of year where you see a lot of kids. It's summertime. Could be a different deal. There is a question. Tess, biscuits and gravy, awesome. I don't know how better I can explain it. I put the biscuit on the plate, tossed it with the gravy. The gravy was some white sausage gravy, warm. That was good, tasted great. The biscuit, I could take my fork, press down on the biscuit, and cut through it easily and separate it out. I didn't have to use a knife. It wasn't a hockey puck. It was a fairly fresh, soft biscuit, and it worked well. And that was kind of the consensus on all the food. Fresh, nothing old, nothing stale, nothing dry. Just consistently across the board, everything was good. And no hair in the burger, Kathy Curry.
Yeah, no hair. They were good. But so, for instance, I had one night I wasn't sure on the menu. There wasn't really anything that I really thought I would care for on the dinner menu for the entrees. But one of the options was the flat iron steak. So I was like, okay, I'll get the flat iron steak. Mm-hmm. So I was just expecting like the ones you get kind of on Carnivore or something. They're kind of thin and, they're just like whatever, not the best quality of meat. When that thing came, it was a thick, nice, big cut of steak. I don't know what kind it was. It was like some kind of sirloin.
Yeah, you were blown away by the flat iron steak.
And I was like, oh my God, did they bring me like a steakhouse steak or what?
Yeah.
Because that thing was really good. And it was tender. It was cooked just how I asked them, like medium. It was really good.
Debbie Rain said, that does sound like Vegas. It sure does. It sure does. And Wendy said, you got me a free drinks in the casino. I want to go. Wendy, I'm going to tell you this. So there are table games. There's one craps table. There's only one roulette table. Yeah. And there were times when I walked through the casino when it was open, the roulette table had every seat taken and 5 or 6 people standing around it.
That's what I said. It was.
And there would be like a handful of people at the other gaming tables and stuff like that. But the roulette table constantly
very
packed.
Popular.
Very popular. And I wish they had more. They really need to get another roulette table over there. So hopefully the Beachcomber steps it up a little bit. It should be a little bit bigger ship. I think it holds about 500 more people. Yeah. So we'll see. We'll see how that goes. Yeah. Ship to shore. What's going on? I'm sorry. We have not been to Bimini yet, and I don't have a recommendation on the beach because we have not been there, and I'm not here to BS anybody or make anything up. I'm sorry. Sugar's Getaway. What's up, Sugar? That's nice. You can play and drinks are free. And there seemed to be service. There was a bar in the casino. The bar was only 10 feet away from the tables, so that they didn't have to like disappear for 10 minutes and come back. So that was nice. And there were the only bar really that I went to where there was this one poor soul working when they really needed more was the Hemisphere Dancer bar, which is where an Alchemy bar would be if it was a Carnival cruise ship. But that was a little later in the day, so maybe it was just an off minute. Maybe somebody's on break. Tested Rhonda and I are on Islander for New Year's Eve. Anyone interested after this great review, call Sharon and book it. Thank you, Tess. Boy, you're the bomb. Let's see. Robin Alston said, "I'd really like to sell Margarita to sea. I don't need surfing and rock walls and etc. You just need good jams, and
there was a lot of good music all over the ship. All the music was great.
Beth Ollinger, what's up, Beth and Doug? Hope you guys are doing great. We had a blast at Margaritaville, Riviera, Cancun. It was so much fun. Anxious to try the ship. We weren't sure what it was going to be, but it turned out to be very, very cool. Steve Morales, how are you? He must have heard the part about good thing it was not Jamie's underwear. Hell to pay then. Thank you for supporting and protecting my underpants. That means a lot to me. Mr. Z, how are you? What's going on, buddy? Hope you are doing well. Let me see if I missed anybody's comment. Yes, I see the comment. Cheeseburger Paradise would give guys a ride for his dollars. Yes, we definitely felt that way. Yeah. We definitely felt that way. And Dave and Brandy's Excursion said the burgers were better than guys. Seemed like it had more flavor. Right. It was. It was like the meat. It's just better quality for some reason. All the meat and the food, just the quality. It was just something about the quality. I remember the first time I had a guy's burger and it was amazing, and probably the same experience as having a cheeseburger in Paradise. But then everything changed. The buns aren't consistent. The burgers aren't consistent. The fries aren't consistent. Mm-hmm. The seasoning's not, the consistency's not there. And I should call Guy Fieri and talk to him. It's like they're not making them the Guy way anymore. So if they had 10 Margaritaville ships and we went on 10 of them and tried the burger and it was inconsistent, maybe we're not saying the same thing. But one for one, this burger versus our most recent Guy's burger, this burger was, it hit it out of the ballpark. Jamie and Blackjack with less than 5 decks. I like that. I like that they shuffle. It slows the game down a bit. Tess, you're right about that. And I don't know. I think it's just I just don't like electronics in my gambling. That's maybe why I'm not a big slot player. So that's the deal. Let's see. Let me jump ahead.
Steve Morales
and see
said
what-
air tags are a must. Yes, air tags are a must.
Sorry, I'm late. Steve, you don't have to be sorry you're late. I hope you and Ruth are doing well. I know you guys are just back from a lot of travels yourselves. Looks like you had a great time. Let me catch up with the chat a little bit here, Sharon. I'm about 7 minutes behind.
I just flipped up. There.
Wow, Jamie, that's cruise progress. Never understood the hockey puck biscuits and the nasty gravy. Listen, I know your particular Tess about your biscuits and gravy, so I wanted to give you a very clear, detailed description of what you can expect.
Yes, I saw some comment, but it flashed away. It was something about the Vista ship.
Let me see what I can find. Hold on, let me catch up a little bit with the comments.
And I don't know if
Leanne is here. What is up, Leanne? How was the HOA meeting? We hope that you laid down the law and you told them that no more. I don't know what. You didn't make sure that they cut the grass in a timely fashion and that they trim the sidewalk area properly. That's what they got to do. What's your take on the Vista problems? I love the class, but Carnival must be thinking FFS by now, right? Yeah, because the Horizon.
I don't know if they're talking about the Horizon.
I'm sure talking about the Horizon.
Yeah, it's got
that's the Vista class
problems, propulsion problems going on right now.
Yes.
And they left late last night, leaving because they got back into port late yesterday, and so then they took off. I don't know. I think they might have somewhat did something to kind of fixing it, but I don't think it's totally fixed yet. I heard that when they get to Cozumel, they were going to do some other things to it. And then I don't know if they'll have it totally fixed or if they're going to still have to work on it or not. So we'll just have to wait and see if anyone's going on it soon. I know I have someone that is booked the following week that I booked. And so we're waiting to see if it's going to go or if they're going to have it fixed or if, what the deal is with that.
It's tough because, listen, mechanical things are going to break down, right? We get that. We know that. Things are older. As things get old, it happens. You can buy a Pinto that'll last you 200,000 miles, and you can buy a BMW that'll have something weird happen and go wrong and, break down in 20,000 miles. So things will happen, but you'd like to think that you've got engineers, you've got the people living on board, right? They're part of the crew to maintain all these things. It's like when a fishing boat goes out in the Bering Sea, right? I mean, you got to be on top of that. And when something goes wrong, you got to repair it. Now, on rare occasions, something happens, and I'm sure there's much more stuff that happens that they just fix immediately. But sometimes they just don't have a part, they don't have a piece, they don't have what you need, and that's why they have to get back and get it fixed. Listen, the crew. True story. The cruise before ours on Margaritaville at sea, as we're scouring the Facebook groups and all that, and reading the groups about this cruise line and this cruise ship.
The air conditioning broke.
The week before ours, they had water problems and the air conditioning went out, and they got some things fixed, but they ultimately had to get back to port and get something, a compressor, something like that, in Tampa, to make a final repair to repair the chillers, is what we understand. And that's just a freak thing, and that stuff happens, especially when you got an older ship, and there's not much way around it. You just got to hope it doesn't happen to you, and that it's minimal.
When we were on there, it was chilly.
Oh yeah, it was great. Everything, whatever was wrong the week before that we heard about, in spades, ended up getting repaired, and everything was cool. So that was all good.
Dave and Brandy said, the margarita at Bubbles was my fave, mango tequila, so good. Yes, that was good. We had a couple of those, and I thought it was really cool how they did.
Don't give it away. No. They know. You don't. Nobody needs to know. It'll be in the videos.
Okay.
You're giving everything away, Sharon. Everyone's going to be like, I don't even need to watch the content anymore. You're just you're giving it all away.
Well, Dave and Brandy probably already know.
Here's Sharon before the live stream. All right, now I don't want to say too much because we want to make sure that they'll still watch the videos and there's still some new and exciting things for the followers to be able to see when the content comes out. And so don't say too much about the cruise. Let's just give some good basic information. I think we can share some good things and everything will be fine. And then the live stream starts and Sharon goes, here's exactly what happened. Here's what the drink does. And
that's not true.
Like, all right, settle down, Davis. Steve, you don't need an HOA. What you need is a new quarterback. Oh, Geno Smith. Anyway, I am sorry about that, brother. Going on the horizon in 40 days. Hopefully it fixed. Eric, I think you should be fine. Jamie Wellhite said, love listening while sewing on a quilt for my granddaughter. Jamie, we are honored that you would listen to us while doing such an important task for a loved one. So that is very nice. Let's see. HOAs can be brutal if only Carnival had the same supervision on their housekeeping. Oh, you are right about that.
I do have one more thing to say about the Margaritaville.
Shana said, hi, Jamie, I'll still watch the videos. Don't worry about it. Thank you so much.
There was no smell of marijuana anywhere on the entire ship. There wasn't the security, no sniffing dogs, none of that stuff. And there still was not a smell on the ship. The ship smelt wonderful the whole time.
Yes.
Yeah.
You're right about that.
There was none of that going on
which is funny because, okay, so Jimmy Buffett. Okay, yes, the ship is, I think I coined the phrase, it's like you're in a floating Jimmy Buffett song. Everything is dedicated to Jimmy Buffett, more so on the Islander, I believe, than it was on the Paradise. Now, Jimmy Buffett was alive when the Islander came out and was launched. Since then, he has passed on. They've had family involved, daughter involved, and all this kind of stuff and everything happening on the ship and going on. And everything is dedicated to him now and his memory. But when it first came out, it was just dedicated flat out to him. Songs, song lyrics, everything, things that were important to him. The bar that usually is an alchemy bar on a ship like that's Carnival. It's called the Hemisphere Dancer Crafts and Spirits Bar. And I'm like, who named this? But then I learned that Hemisphere Dancer was the name of Jimmy Buffett's plane. And then I learned more stuff about that. And
a lot of it we heard we went to the.
You gonna talk about that?
Oh no! I was just saying that's all right. We heard all the stories.
Sharon, we didn't go to the speakeasy. We went to the quietly making noise is the official name for that.
I didn't even realize how much I.
Oh my God! Howie Cruise is here.
Because I am not like a huge Jimmy Buffett fan or anything. So, but that was such a cool thing. Like I really enjoyed it.
It was very cool. But listen, it's all Jimmy Buffett. So. They have a violinist, a guitar player, a couple bands, a piano player. They're doing all these different things, great music, and they're slipping in Buffett versions of songs while they can. But it was so funny. They had a country night one night. There was a band that was doing a lot of maybe some soul music and stuff like that. So there was still a little mixture of music. But if you are anti Jimmy Buffett music, do not go on this ship. But I will say this: I've never been a Buffett guy. I'm a rock and roller, okay? I'm an 80s kid. But I have a new affection, is that a good term, for Jimmy Buffett after sailing on this cruise ship. I learned some stuff that I didn't know then that I know now, and I think that's opened my mind a little bit. But sometimes those parrot heads can get a little wild and crazy. And alcohol and a little bit of the five-fingered leaf are encouraged in the world of Jimmy Buffett, right? I mean, smoking a little ganja is encouraged. I think My Gummy just kicked in or something's one of the songs or a lyric from a song. But surprisingly, yes, apparently just the parrot heads and the Buffett fans follow the rules. They don't break the law. They just come on and they drink and they leave all their weed at home. Or maybe they know how to sneak the gummies on because there's no drug sniffing dogs. I'm not sure. But you're right. That was very interesting. Not a sniff, and I thought for sure we would encounter some of that because Sharon looked all over and couldn't find anyone to buy it from. So it was a tough weekend.
Oh my God!
I'm just kidding. That's a joke.
David Bradley said, "Bubbles up margarita. If you know, you know." Yep.
Yes, that is correct. That is correct. Hello, Brian and Julie from Howie Cruise. How you guys doing? We hope you're doing well, and the kids are crushing it.
Said on their cruise.
Who did?
The kids. You already passed the comment.
Who? Brian and Julie did?
Yeah. We did not have any cruise crud from the Margaritaville at sea so far. We're good. We're both.
Grandma Lady Sims says, Jamie, shut your beautiful Sharon down on her drink. I'm sorry. I apologize about that. I didn't mean to do that. The speakeasy was very cool. It was very interesting. You can't take any video, but you could take 100 pictures, no problem at all. So it was awesome, and it was it's only on Islander, it's not on Paradise, and I don't know if they're going to have it on on the Beachcomber
Well,
because it's very unique just to that ship.
All of the stuff in there, like a lot of it was donated, and some of it came from Jimmy Buffett's house, like all his albums and everything. So.
Yes.
I don't know
Very
if they
cool.
have
A lot of
other
cool
stuff for the
memorabilia.
other ship. Yeah.
Kevin Brubaker, aka the Lord Master. It's hard to call you the Lord Master. I mean, it's just really it's awkward for me. But I will call you Kevin Brubaker because I know it's you. He said, "How much was the drink package?" So you actually looked this up earlier. A 5-day cruise. It was just under $400 a person, so about $80 a day. Now they do have the 15 drink limit. That is part of their deal. Yeah. And remember, specialty coffees and things from the coffee shop not included.
Right. Now,
but everything else
water is included, soda, things like that, but just not the specialty coffee.
Yes. Beauty and Bum Travel said, Jimmy's my jam. Jimmy, Bob, and Elvis. Oh, Bob Marley. Did you know Jimmy and Bob were very good friends? But anyway, and I will say this. Quality booze, guys. Quality booze. On the first night, I'm sitting there watching the football game, and I'm having a Buffalo Trace. And a guy a couple seats down goes, "Hey man, let me get an Eagle Rare." And I go, "Eagle Rare?" And I looked over and go, "They got Eagle Rare here?" And he goes, "Yeah." And they had Eagle Rare and E.H. Taylor and of course Woodford for bourbons and good tequilas. I mean, they had some good stuff. So that was very nice. You know, they have a lot of the Margaritaville brand liquors and spirits. I've never been a big Margaritaville brand liquor. I don't know that that's a top shelf drink. It's more like a Jack Daniels level, in my opinion. So, so it was nice to see some other things, and I thought maybe it'd be a lot of rums and tequilas, but no, they had a great spread of everything. Very, very nice. Very, very nice. Let's say hi to Roger Johnstone as well. He's probably with Wendy. And I had a joke for Wendy's new name, but I don't know if I should. All right, I'm going to say it anyway. Wendy, you're Wendy. Yeah, it says Wendy A.R. Johnstone. Is the A.R., is that because that's your favorite type of rifle? Just asking for a friend. That's all. I just thought it was funny.
I don't know where you come up with this stuff.
Good booze is a must, Steve. You're absolutely right about that. You're absolutely right. Question: a 5-deck blackjack. Were you still counting cards? No, I could not count the cards. I went in and went out very quickly. Although it's funny, I sat down at the table, and there's a woman, and then there's a guy and a woman to my right, and you could tell they both had a number of cocktails embedded in them. Easily. And I sit down, whenever I sit down, I go, "Hey, I'm not breaking up a hot streak, am I?" Because I don't want to join mid-game if people are like banging, hitting blackjacks and making money. I don't want to mess up the mojo. And the guy goes, no, it's okay. As long as you know how to play. And then the lady goes, yeah, you just got to make sure you know how to play. And so I look and I go, yeah, I know how to play. Like if you get like 2 queens or something, you can split them and then try to double up your money, right? And they're like, "Oh no, you can't do it." And then they realize I was just kidding, and so it was kind of funny. And they're like, "Oh, I get it. You're just kidding. You know what you're doing."
Wendy says, "I would love this ship." Yes, you probably would, Wendy.
Ruth Todd says, "How does one go about getting them to match a Carnival casino deal?" I am not sure, Ruth, if they are at the point of being able to do that. I just don't know.
I think you have to contact their what was the name of the cars? The casino. I'm trying to remember what the card is.
I don't know. The name of the company. Yeah. I don't know if it's an outside company
I think you have
or
to contact them.
You might try. Yeah,
I know I have heard of that happening, but you have to contact
Ruth, I wonder if you might be able to go through like UR Compt, and maybe they have a connection. And I say that because since they don't just do it from the ship, and they do it's like an external card basically that you're using. So it must be an external company that runs the casino on there for them and not a real Margaritaville connection. Since you can't use your onboard account, you don't put your room key in, you put the card in when you play. So maybe UR Compt might be it. So maybe Sharon can look it up and shoot an email.
I think I did hear something about UR Compt too. I've heard some different things, but since this was the first time we went on it and we're not huge casino people, I didn't really read all of it, but I did hear something about UR Compt, and I did hear about contacting their department or their company.
Ship to Shore says, "I'm a Gen X, so younger than Jimmy's fan base, but loved his Margaritaville in Jamaica and Key West." I was also a little concerned. I've recently soured on a certain Margaritaville, and that's the one in Grand Turk.
But that one's like a franchise.
Well, whatever it is, I don't know what it is.
I don't know what it is.
But what I know it isn't is good, and it's just been I mean, if I can be there with a half dozen or more people that I love, I'm gonna have a great time. Don't get me wrong. But if it's just Sharon and I, and I'm looking for a place to go, I'm not going there. That's all I'm gonna say. That's all I'm gonna say. Let's see. Jamie, maybe the AR and Wendy's AR is and Roger. That could be Wendy and Roger. I mean, that could be it. I'm not sure, but it could be it. I don't know. Wendy's a little independent though. I don't know if she'd want to put Roger's initials into her YouTube name. That's what I'm saying. Shana said, Jamie, tell us how you really feel. You're always gonna get how I really feel, Shana. You know that. Wait, you remember Margaritaville in Grand Turk? I have pictures. Listen, we smashed some beers there, don't get me wrong, but the fact that we had to go up and get our own buckets of beers when we were sitting by the pool because they don't have bar service tells you everything you need to know about why I don't want to go back to that place. Mr. Z is a baby boomer. Did you have the 5 o'clock somewhere drink? Said Debbie Shapkins. What is up, Debbie and John? Hope you guys are doing good.
No, we did not have that.
We did not. We
There was a lot of different, like each bar had some different unique drinks on the menu for that
Lots
bar.
of versions of margaritas with different names, but they all had like Margaritaville tequila in them and stuff like that.
Well, so I tried some different ones at the bars, but I didn't try like everyone. So I usually went through the menu and I found one that sounded like something I would like, so I'd have something different than my typical strawberry margarita. So, but I did not try that one.
Bogan Painter, what's up? Said your comp does work with Margaritaville, or I have heard of people reaching out to them.
Yeah,
directly.
that's what I thought. I had heard something, but I just didn't really have all the details.
Yeah, so there you go. Wendy said Jamie knows me well. See, see, I know Wendy very well. I know that she's independent. Her independence runs high. Sharon, can you believe we've been here for an hour talking already? Time flies. Listen, time flies for one. Number two, I have a flight to catch at 5 a.m. because I'm going back to Virginia to spend some time with my aunt. And so that's happening tomorrow morning. So that means up at about 2. Yeah, and then, at Triple S, 6 hour shave, and then get to the airport. Luckily, no delay at this time. Thank you very much. I have a layover in Dallas, Fort Worth, if anyone's there, and you want to hang out for about an hour, and then heading out there. So, and I do have a lot of editing to try to complete between now and that flight. Lucy, you okay? You want to get out? Okay, we'll let you out in a minute. So that is the deal. They even have good whiskey. I'm in. Yes, Wendy, that's for sure. I saw time fly by just a second ago. Roger, that's a good one. Safe travel, Jamie. Enjoy the time with your aunt. Thank you very much, Shane. I appreciate that. It's a hurricane drink, not a margarita, said Debbie Shapkins. Oh, listen, if it was first off, I will tell you that Sharon's not a rum person. And there are a lot of rum drinks.
There are a lot of rum. There's a lot of tequila drinks, but there's a lot of rum drinks too. So when I looked at the menu, I usually picked one of the drinks that had tequila in it or vodka because I'm just not a rum person. Which is, I know it sounds odd because I love sweets and rum is sweet. And that's the reason I don't like rum is because it's sweet. I don't like sweet alcohol unless it's like just a fruity drink. I don't know. I will tell you, though, the most interesting new drink that I tried this past week was the Cubanita at the Havana Daydreaming Bar. It is a Bloody Mary, but it's instead of being made with vodka, it's made with white and dark rum. And I said, you know what? I don't know if that sounds good, but I'm going to try it anyway. And I tried it, and I'm here to tell you that it was freaking awesome. I really, really enjoyed it. So there it is. And yes, Heidi, I am an awesome nephew as well. Thank you for pointing that out. Shora said when it comes to choosing between Margarita versus Senior Frogs, it's Jimmy's hands down.
Yes, Jimmy Buffett's place hands down. Ruth said, Jamie, when are you going to sleep? I'm going to sleep a little bit. I'm going to sleep on the way to Dallas, and then I'm going to sleep on the way from Dallas to Norfolk. Yeah. And then once I get there, then I'm going to have to bust out the laptop and make some more videos. Because, listen, we have a video that we're making for Margaritaville that we need to get in there. And then we do, I got embarkation, I got ship tour, we did some bar tours, we did some stuff around the ship for the day. So we got a couple of videos that we're hoping to put out and let you guys judge, and you can let us know what you think of this ship. You've probably seen it before, but now you get to see it through our eyes, and Probably the biggest important thing for us was that, it was the first time doing a cruise that we were kind of like hosted for the deal. And so our biggest issue is like, listen, everyone says they always appreciate our honesty and our real reviews, and we tell it like it is, and we point out the good and the bad, and we don't have a lot of bad because we are chill people, and we're not big into like, I'll never cruise this cruise line again because of one thing or any of that crap. We don't really do that. But we didn't want anyone to say, oh, well, yeah, listen, if you teamed up with them or you collaborated with them, then you're not going to give us an honest thing. Yeah. But I can tell you that everything will be. And when you watch a video, you can judge for yourself, and you'll see that we're honest about stuff.
And it's funny, but everything truly was pretty good. I mean, we had a great time, and everything was good. There were a few little things here and there, but they weren't anything like big. Like for instance, if I had to say something if I had to think of negative things, these are the type of negative things.
I know what you're going to say. I already know what you're going to say. I already know.
It's what you're gonna say. Like the closet didn't have.
I knew it.
Didn't have any. Like one closet had 3 hangers and one had 4, so there were hardly any hangers. But like that's like the worst thing.
But you heard of your research told you that beforehand, and you brought your extra little.
And so I brought my little fold-up hangers, so it really didn't affect us. But I mean, that's like the worst you're going to get on this cruise line. It's just not. There's just not that many bad things. But anything little like that or anything, we've included all that as well. So, it's an honest review.
Yes, nothing's perfect, but it was pretty damn good and pretty darn close. And that's what we'll say. All right, Sharon, that's it. We are going to wrap it up here. So, guys, do us a favor, if you would. Number one, please contact Sharon when you're ready to book a cruise, and that would mean the world to us. Number two,
I thought of the other thing. I know this is nitpicky, but this is the other thing. The showers didn't have the little ledge, the little thing to set your soap.
Oh, there was no shelf in the shower.
Right, there was no little shelf to set anything on. They had their shampoo, conditioner, and body wash and stuff in there, but there was no little tiny shelf or things. So you kind of had to just kind of set your stuff on top of that or wherever, or reach out and get it or something. But see, that was the worst of everything. Like, and it's like, if that really bothers people, then they probably shouldn't be cruising.
Well, apparently it bothered you, so I don't know about that.
It didn't bother me.
Come on.
But it's just, I try to notice everything around the ship as we were kind of like reviewing things and talking about things. I wanted to find, things that other people might find bad or good, or, just kind of let people know everything that we saw. All
right, well, good. Well, listen, contact Sharon at sharonatsea@gmail.com. That's right, sharonatsea@gmail.com. Shoot her an email. She'll get back to you. She'll have your cruise booked, and she'll do a great job at it. She's been doing it for years. She's incredibly experienced. So if you don't already know, then now you do. And if you do know, do us a favor, guys. Now, Sharon has her Sharon at Sea Travel page on Facebook for her business. Right, and we have the Sharon at Sea Cruise Crew on Facebook too, and that group's kind of cool. And I don't know, we thought about making a page where it was just us posting stuff.
But I have the other
sometimes
page,
the group's more active, less active, and we're not a big meme group or anything fun like that. So that's just kind of how it is. But anything cruise oriented, please post in there, and we'd love for you to share it. But also, if you get a chance, go to Google. If you Google Sharon at Sea Travel, there should be like one of those little Google things that pops up that shows her business and the information about it and the hours and all that kind of stuff. And you can leave reviews there. So if you have it in your heart that you've used Sharon's service and you would like to share your experience there, that would be amazing for us. We would really, really appreciate that. So take a look at a Google review there too for her. And by the way, if you are looking for something to do, the Fall Festival Group Cruise, October 16 to the 24th, 2027 on the Carnival Festival. And we'll see if this new ship is a home run for Carnival. We might not be going on too many older ships, but the new one, we will still check it out and see how it goes. And also, if you're just looking for a boys' cruise, 3-day weekend, and you want to just let your hair down and get a little crazy, come on the Jimmy Jamboree one for the boys group cruise, April 10 to 13. That is going to be fabulous. And I think, you can still come on the Greek Isles cruise, May 27 to June 5, 2026. That's rolling, and a lot of people are excited about it. And, of course, 2026 New Year's Eve from L.A. on the Norwegian Encore, my so far favorite cruise ship.
Yeah, mine too.
So those are some of the things we've got on the horizon for us, not the actual horizon, just on the horizon. And that's it. So you guys have been great. Sharon, did we cover all the bases tonight?
I think so.
Anything else you want to talk about? Last chance to get your question in the chat. I'm going to go all the way down the bottom of the chat. Any last questions? Let me put on my thing here. Tanya AB, looking forward to those videos to learn about the cruise line. Thank you very much. We appreciate that. Same layout as Spirit Class. You're right about that, April. It was very familiar for us.
Ruth Dawn says, it's fast. She typically gets back to you lickety-split. That's funny. Yeah, Ruth had, she had sent me a message last night. And actually, I was just getting ready to go to bed, and I just saw the message. And I knew today was going to be a really busy day, just because Mondays are always busy. And so I went in there and booked it really quick last night and sent her the confirmation. And so I think, I don't know, from the time she texted me and I got back to her, I don't know, maybe, I don't even think it was an hour. So. Well,
I mean, Ruth has the VIP hotline, right? She's a VIP hotline customer, obviously. Will the Christmas Village be up next week or not until December? Great question.
That is funny because
it will be up.
Literally today, Matthew asked me. He said, "I'm off on Thursday," and he doesn't have school either. And he said, "I think that's a great time to go ahead and set up the village." But I had to tell him that we have to wait until at least the day after Thanksgiving because we're having a Thanksgiving dinner at our house, and we're setting up. Well, okay, so we're setting up. We decided to set up the village this year in our kind of formal dining room area.
Hold on, we're having Thanksgiving dinner at our house.
Yeah, you know that. Anyways, so we're going to set the village up in our like formal kind of dining room. It's going to be all set up with the village this year.
I didn't know that.
So, but we need that room for Thanksgiving, so we can't use it. We have to set up the village.
Linda Land just got here and said, "I finally made it. Made it tonight." Linda Land, you made it. You made it for the good night. For the good night. Hope you have a great night spiel. But we still love you, and you can always go back and watch the whole thing. So that would be super cool.
But the village will be up before December.
Question: how long do I have to book to October 2026? If you mean the October 2027 on Festival, you can book it anywhere from tomorrow morning until it's sold out. Till it's sold out. So that's the time frame you have. Just shoot Sharon an email. Shoot Aaron a she-mail. What did I just say? Shoot Sharon an email and let her know that you're interested in the 2027 Festival group cruise, and she will get you all the details, including let you know there's $100 onboard credit per cabin with every booking.
Wendy's like, I'm on all those cruises. You are, Wendy.
You are, Wendy. You're dang right you are. You're darn right you are. Knock Nurse Nancy says, I learned that you love the Islander, and it makes me excited to check it out. You're right. We're going to get back to doing the I Love, and I think it's about time to bring back the Sharon Sea Travel time machine, I think, for the next live, too. So I think in about 2 weeks, we're going to be live again, and by the looks of the calendar, that ought to work. That'll actually be December 1st, will be the next live on a Monday, and I think Matthew and I should be back from
wait, you're going to a game that weekend, aren't you?
Matthew and I will be back, Steve Morales, from the Raiders game, Chargers Raiders, baby. In 2 weeks, we'll be at that game. Very, very excited about that.
So is that game Sunday?
The game's on a Sunday, the 30th, and we're on Monday, the 1st.
Oh, okay.
So Sharon, you got to set up all the live stream, and I'll come in at the last second, and we'll do it. Can you set up the live stream? Never mind.
Well, then you'll spend 2 hours fixing it.
We'll work it out.
Let me set it up.
We will work it.
Okay, so you'll be home in time. Then.
We will work it out. Yes. Oh, yes. So we're not going to see everybody. So we need to tell everybody Happy Thanksgiving.
Yes.
Oh, my gosh.
Thanksgiving. Don't eat too much turkey. Save a lot of leftovers to eat.
April Repetto, the answer to your question right now is a resounding yes.
What's that? Where is it?
It's right here. Right there. That's a resounding yes.
Oh, okay.
At the moment, yes. Yes. Linda Land said, I learned I shouldn't doodle so long while I shop before a live stream. Listen, you do whatever you want, Linda Land. We're just glad to see you and hope you're doing well and all that kind of good stuff. So that'll be lovely. Beth Ollinger said December 1 is her anniversary. What better way to start an anniversary evening
Happy early anniversary, Beth and Doug.
Travel. We can get the laugh started, and then you guys can go out to Roman's Oasis down the road and tear it up a little bit. Let's see. Doug Thomas, thank you very much. We appreciate the comment. says, love you guys. That's very nice.
thank
You guys are great too. We love you, and thanks for being here, and thanks for watching. And contact Sharon to book a cruise, and just have fun. Be nice to each other. Love everyone, and let's root for the Chargers. And hope they make the playoffs this year.
Yep. Have a great holiday.
Yes.
Thanksgiving weekend. Spend it with family and friends.
That's right. Enjoy yourself.
And stay safe.
And until next time.
We'll see you in the next video.
You're damn right. And that video is going to come out soon. I'm going to be working on it in like 10 minutes.
Yeah.
So we'll talk to you guys soon. We love you. Have a great night. And let me hit the right button here. And boom. Here's the song.
Good night, everyone.